to move on to Duke, right? They are over on win total at 6.5, right? And obviously they have had a whirlwind of an offseason. Obviously our resident A&M Aggie over there with Matthew, big fan of Mike Elko and what he's doing. And obviously Duke knows all too well how good and how quickly he established prominence. And to me is with Manny Diaz, my question is this spring, do we see the same speed that we saw week 1 against Clemson in that spring game, in spring practice? How is it looking? You lose a ton of talent on the team, not only in the coaching staff, but also the player wise. Not only NFL draft, right? For Duke, right? Graham Barton, Dwayne Carter, Miles Jones, all guys that we really love here on this program. In the portal, not friendly either, right? You're losing guys that we love, right? Brandon Johnson, very, very good player. Jordan Waters, pretty darn good as well. The keep Jacquez Moore, who we're a huge fan of. Aeneas Pebbles, I talked
He's
about
better.
earlier, going to Tech. He is two studs going to Notre Dame in RJ Oben and obviously Riley Leonard. But hey, you do replace him with a guy like Malik Waters. But the problem is with Duke,
Malik Murphy. Malik Murphy.
I'm sorry, Malik Murphy. Thank you. With Duke, it's hard to have a quick fix, right? Because of the way the transfer portal is set up for you and for your program, academic wise, it's pretty tough to find transfers that fit schedules and to make them academically eligible to play for Duke. So you're bringing a lot of guys from Stanford, Ivy Leagues, all that good stuff. And yes, now not to discredit those programs one bit, very successful in their own right, but it's sometimes hard to get that level of athlete right away into Duke. And we'll see how it goes. To me, what Mike Elko did and had their culture speed wise is they had all those guys bought in and flying around, especially defensively. Manny Diaz is also a defensive guy. How do you see that in spring practice? Are they flying around? Obviously, I don't expect it to be up to par as they had this past season, but they're over on win total 6.5. All right, so Vegas says they're going to make a bowl game, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'll say my biggest question is going to be their offensive line. Adam Cushing did a really good job there with Mike Elko about building that offensive line and developing. Like you said, you're bringing a lot of lower level transfers. I'm counting this, is that 5 offensive lineman transfers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dude, that is. Sometimes we talk about context clues. Like they're bringing in a bunch of offensive line. They must believe that that's a problem. And I understand it's Manny Diaz's first year though, so he hasn't built a relationship with a lot of guys that are already there. Plus, they have a center that's I'm trying to remember. I can't remember who they're losing on the offensive line, but regardless, you're having to bring in a lot, which is for me a red flag from lower level programs as well. Like these are not Power Five players.
Well, yeah, and we talked about it with like some other programs earlier. Is gelling the offensive line with Louisville. It's pretty tough. But unless you have spring practice to get that done, iron out the kinks and realize, hey, we still have a need here, and try to attack it in that second portal.